What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, you know what today is? You know what today is? It's Sunday. Y'all know what we do on Sundays. We're over here with another reaction video. Now, before we get started, y'all, I want to talk about this video, man. This is the 10th video of the channel. I've made 10 videos. I think it's been a little less than a month. And I'm just really excited and happy that I've stuck with it out for 10 videos. I'm really happy all the videos you guys have watched. Everything has turned out a lot more fun, a lot better than I expected. And I hope you guys are gaining something from this channel. I hope you guys are enjoying everything you're listening. I hope you guys are laughing a little bit too, because it's important in life to just laugh and not take everything so serious. So I appreciate every single one of y'all who subbed. All the people who don't know me personally, you guys are the real MVPs. I hope to know you guys a little more personally. If you guys would like to comment down below, we can start up a conversation so I can get to know you guys better, get to know what type of content y'all want to watch, y'all want to see. We can go on like that. And also shout out to all the guys, all my friends who's personally watching each and every video. You guys make this content a lot more fun. You make me more motivated to keep creating the videos and keep learning about this whole YouTube and video thing. So shout out to y'all completely. So to get started with today's video, guys, we are going to be reacting to Mr. Kobe Bryant, Mr. Jelly Bean Bryant. Man, RIP my guy. Y'all know who he is. No need for explanation, no need for introduction. He is the GOAT, at least top 3 in my opinion in basketball. And the reason we're going to be reacting to one of his speeches is because I think everybody kind of referred to Kobe Bryant as somebody who had a strong willpower, his mentality was above all else. So I think it's important to, copy some of the mentalities or some ideals that he has and really take advantage of some of the greatest minds that we have to offer. And, Kobe Bryant, one of the top dogs when it comes to basketball, he had a mind and a willpower and a mentality for ages, man. Mamba Mentality. You already know the drill. So we're going to hop right into it and let's get it started. So I know y'all going to be real nosy, and the reason I'm wearing the glasses is just because why not, right? We got the video right here. The Mindset of a Winner. Motiversity is the channel name who posted this video. Motiversity is kind of like a cool name. That's interesting. Motiversity. Let's get started.
You want first place, come play with me. You want second place, like I would watch Magic play. I'd watch Michael play. And I would see them do these unbelievable things, and I'd say, I don't know, but let's find out.
That's a good little piece of advice right there. Essentially, what he's saying, guys, is along the lines of, he wants to be great. He wants to achieve incredible things. And, he doesn't know, obviously, at the time, you don't know if you're going to be able to do these incredible things that you want to achieve. But he feels like it's important enough to just find out, to try. It's a regret. He doesn't want to leave that regret of, did he ever try or did he ever find out if he was good enough to do or be one of those great players. It's just a good little piece of advice.
Everything was done to try to learn how to become a better basketball player. Everything. And so when you have that point of view, then literally the world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
So because you know what you want, the world's giving you exactly the information.
100%.
To become better at it.
Because you know what you're looking for.
So many guys tell stories about your work ethic.
Yeah.
What was really your work ethic like, and for how long did you stay disciplined?
Well, I mean, every day. Since 20 years. It was an everyday process and trying to figure out strengths and weaknesses. For example, jumping ability. Man, my vertical was a 40, it wasn't a 46 or a 45. My hands are big, but they're not massive. Right? So you got to figure out ways to strengthen them. So your hands are strong enough to be able to palm a ball and do the things that you need to do. Quickness, I was quick, but not insanely quick. I was fast, but not ridiculously fast. Right? So I had to rely on skill a lot more.
That's really interesting. Essentially what he's saying is he's talking about adaptability, right? He's talking about, he has these weaknesses. He has these things that he's not particularly great at, even though he's talking about having a 40-inch vertical like that's nothing. But essentially what he's saying is he has these weaknesses, and he understands that if he wants to get where he wants to go, he has to adapt, and he has to change, and he has to fix up certain attributes of his game in order to compromise for his weakness. So he had to do different things. He had to rely on skill, and that's something that everybody can essentially, take some information from, not even just an athlete, in a sense where if they lack in some certain aspect of, life or work or financially something, they make up for it. They adapt in a certain way to make up for these things that they lack. And I think that's an extremely good piece of information to take into accountability and to take into mind, because of the fact that, everybody has these little weaknesses, things that aren't particularly gonna, benefit them, and things that they need to improve on. So this is interesting.
It's a good separation for me, emotionally, to be able to put myself in a place where at practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. I switch my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus Decimus Meridius in Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time, right? So that was my mental switch. It was like an actor getting ready for a film. You gotta
takes
put
a lot
yourself
of
in that cage,
mental strength and a lot of mental
when you leave there, it's something
just strength in general, man, to be able to put yourself in that bubble.
Leave me alone. Get over yourself, right? And then after that, it's okay. Well, why did those air balls happen? Got it. High school, year before, we played 35 games max, right? Week in between, spaced out, plenty of time to rest. In the NBA, it's back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I didn't have the legs. So you look at the shot. Every shot was online. Every shot was online, but every shot was short. Right? I got to get stronger. I got to train differently. Wow. The weight training program.
So if you didn't catch what he's essentially trying to say right there, essentially what he's trying to say is, understanding that he failed, right? He didn't have the greatest season, and he wanted to understand why. So what he did was he looked back, and he tried to figure out what went wrong. A lot of people, when they don't get what they want, they fail. That's it. Like, they don't take a lesson from what happened. So essentially what he's did, or what he's doing, is, he looked back at the reason why he failed, why he didn't get what he wanted, and I think he's going to get into how he adapted and how he changed. And that's also taking accountability for yourself and understanding that you failed, you messed up, you didn't do something correct. Now let's figure out why, and let's figure out how to work towards it so that doesn't happen again in the future. So again, he's talking about sports, basketball, but this is something that everybody can take into consideration, If they're not succeeding in like their job or something like that, well, let's figure out why, right? That way we can fix the issue, Not everything is just, okay, I failed, that's it. I'm not good at it. It's good.
I got to tailor it for an 82-game season so that when the playoffs come around, my legs are stronger and that ball gets there. So I look at it with rationale. Say, okay, well, the reason why I shot air balls is because my legs aren't there. Well, next year they'll be there. That was it.
Worked on it, and he worked on it. So that next time the issue isn't there. The reason he failed isn't there again.
Look at it and says, these three guys are as crazy as I am.
At the time, I deal with what I've referred to as Goat Mountain. I went to Goat Mountain, and I talked to Magic, Michael, Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Jerry West, Oscar Robinson, Bill Russell. So I would talk to them. What did you do? What were your experiences? Michael in particular has become my big brother. He's been my big brother since I first came in the league.
That's very cool, because essentially what he's talking about is having mentors, or having somebody that is where you want to get, and learning from those individuals. Because in reality, if you want to get, to a certain stature, to a certain level of greatness, I think it's important to look at the people who are in that situation. For his case, he wanted to learn from Michael Jordan, learn from, Magic, Hakeem, all these great basketball players, that's a great place to look at and look for advice. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be asking advice or learning from people that, from people that aren't where you want to be. So I think that's just great in the sense of having that mentorship, having that guidance to help push you to be as great as you possibly can. And my suggestion is, if anybody or you guys don't have somebody along those lines, it's really, really important to find somebody or to surround yourself with individuals that are better than you, that you can learn from. That way you're always constantly growing, always constantly evolving as a human being, and, you know, further along to where you want to be. So that's great advice right there.
And what was that process like? So I went to them and started understanding the ins and outs of the game, and, you know, how they approach things and their level of detail and obsessiveness, and that's what I did. The players that had that passion but weren't willing to commit their entire lives to doing that, right? It's a choice. You have other things, you have family, you have all these other things that you have to do. The game can't really be your number one priority. And so
a lot of people don't make that choice, you know.
Hey, do you want to know how coaching company?
I don't know about y'all, bro, but like ads be getting me tight sometimes because like I be in the flow, like enjoying what I'm watching, and it just messes it all up, man. Ads are everywhere now.
Looking at that, like, man, this is gonna be fun. Players take vacations with other players that are close friends, and or just take vacations just to take vacations, or just hang out just to hang out. Like I never did that.
Why not? Why didn't you do that?
Well, because when I retire, I didn't want to have to say, I wish I would have done more. I don't want that. You know?
Wow.
I don't want that.
That goes back into, you know, the fear of regret. You know, we talked about this a couple videos ago on how, you know, any individual person should always, whenever they're making a decision, look 20, 30, 40 years into the future and ask themselves, am I going to regret not doing this? Am I going to regret not being a part of this? Am I going to regret not taking this risk? And essentially what he's saying here is, you know, he didn't want to go to all those parties, go to vacations, you know, spend all this time having fun, because he didn't want to leave behind all those hours in the gym. He didn't want to leave behind all those, you know, hours and hours working out and, you know, perfecting his craft, because in the future he didn't want to look back and think he could have been better. You know, if you're spending so much time, you know, partying and doing vacations like he's talking about, you know, 20, 30 years in the future, you may look back like, damn, man, what if I would have devoted all my time into my craft or into whatever it is you're doing? You know, you could have turned out a lot better in, you know, your craft and essentially everything that you're trying to do. So that is a great piece of advice right there, in the sense of remembering that, you know, regret is always going to be, you know, the biggest thing in your life, and you don't want to have. You want to take every advantage to get rid of regret as much as possible. You know, that's at least in my opinion, I feel like. And obviously in Mr. Bean's opinion as well.
Same determination. What's your current work schedule look like today?
It's different because I personally am not writing every word of the novels. I am not animating the films. What I have to do now is make sure that the people that we bring in, these obsessives that we bring in, are challenging themselves to do the best job that they think they can do.
Always important to challenge yourself.
That's what I'm there for, is for them to constantly look in the mirror and self-assess and challenge themselves. If we have a project and you're saying, okay, I can do that, that's not the project we want. The projects that say, I don't know if I can animate that. I don't know how to write that story. I don't know how to do that. Those are the things we want, because through that curiosity, you'll reach a level that you didn't think was possible. And so running the
I think that might be the best information that he gave in this video, the biggest gem right there. Essentially what he's talking about, guys, is how comfortability is something that you need to get out of, because if you're in that comfortable state, you're never going to grow. So what he does with his, people producing, the films and the books, all the stuff about his life, is he's always pushing them to do things that they don't think that they're able to do. And in that state of not knowing what if you're able to do it, you reach a level of growth, because you're doing something out of your comfort zone. You're doing something different, and you're growing and evolving as a person. And I think that's so essential to everything that you do in life, because if you're always constantly just doing things that you're able to do, things that you're comfortable with, where's the growth at, right? So essentially, Mr. Bean right here, Kobe Bryant, that's what he does. He pushes people in his, studio to perform at the best level possible. And I'm 100% sure he did this throughout his entire career. Just every single time where he didn't know if he was going to be able to make that shot, or if he was going to be able to achieve this, feat or this milestone, he just put his head down and was like, you know what? Let's try. Because in that level of trying, in that level of growing, you become an incredible human being. Like, you never know how high your limit is until you try, until you get out of that comfort zone and push to reach that level of greatness. And, coming from the Bean Bryant, a great himself, that information is factual, man. If he applied it to his own life, y'all gotta understand that it must be factual.
That's what I'm doing.
Wow, that's that. Shout out to the Bean Bryant, man. That's the end of the video, y'all. Shout out to him again. Rest in peace, the Mamba. I love looking back at his life and the things that he did, because he truly was, an incredible athlete. But on top of that, somebody with a great mentality, man. Somebody with a mindset of a winner, as the title of the video. And I think, for us personally, it's very important for us to look back on his life and look back on the things that he accomplished and how he accomplished it and the mindset that he had, because that's just a tribute to his life. Rest in peace, the Mamba. Again, I'm sure he wouldn't want it any other way, for people to look back on his life and learn something and grow from it. So I'm really, really excited that, I took the time out to watch this video, and I definitely want to make it more of a point to continue to watch more of his, inspirational things, because he has a whole list of them. I saw it on YouTube, and I'm just in awe and inspired, man. So if you guys enjoyed this type of video, if you guys, liked everything that Kobe said, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your opinions on anything. Let me know if you guys have anything you want me to react to. Let me know. I would definitely love to react to it. I take suggestions all the time. And I hope you guys learn something and grow from this video, because it's real gems here, man. So I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Have a good night, man.